Hi, Instagram. Hi, YouTube. Hello, everyone. I'm Christy Faith. I'm here to answer any and all homeschooling questions. We have quite a setup here tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Christy Faith. We have quite the setup here. We had a multi-streaming platform that allowed us to go live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, but it broke. And so, believe it, I wish I could take a picture. Did you take a picture of this? Because I'll put it in the membership on what my setup actually looks like right now, because I have like devices everywhere. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm Christy Faith. And I'm so happy to see you tonight. I'm not sure if YouTube is working. YouTube, do you see me? It keeps saying video is starting. Hi, TikTok. Hi, Instagram. It's wonderful to see you guys tonight. I am live. I'm here to answer any and all homeschooling questions. I thought it would be fun tonight to talk about some language that we use in either education or homeschooling. So I'm going to put out some words. And then if you know what these words mean, I want you to go, oh, me. And that's a great way to start. Like, for example, the first thing I'm going to ask you guys is, do you know the difference between spiral math curriculum and mastery math curriculum? It's something that we talk about a lot. Welcome. Come on in, everybody. I'm so happy to see you tonight. I'm Christy Faith. We can talk all things homeschooling. I'm live tonight. I was live last night too, because my son's basketball ended. So I have 2 weeks here where my Wednesdays are free. So I'm probably going to go live the next 2 Wednesdays. Plus, it's just been a fun week in the membership too. Hi, everybody. Hi, looking for Ashy. Welcome. Scott, I'm not sure if you can see me on. Okay. Oh, really? It says live video is starting on YouTube. Okay. All right. Hi, YouTube. You know, I like my YouTubers. I'm kind of liking that platform lately. Okay. So do you guys know what spiral? Thank you. Good. I'm so glad that everything is checking out. Do you guys know what mastery versus spiral is? And come in and ask your homeschooling questions. I want to know what you cooked for dinner. You guys, I'm a really good cook. Tonight's dinner that I made was awful, like so awful. I didn't even make my kids eat it because it was so bad. It was a turkey bolognese, and it was kind of one of these make-ahead type crock pot dump dinners. I know that can be good. This was not good. It was awful, and so I'm hungry. I ate bread. I ate a little bit of the vegetables, and I ate bread. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. I'm Christy Faith. Come and ask any questions you have. I'd love to know what you had for dinner. What are your fast weeknight dinners? Anybody else a working homeschool mom in here? Also, many of you might not know that it's kind of a big thing in the homeschool world that we teach cursive before we teach printing or manuscript. Who in here teaches cursive? I'd love to know. Let me know. Or do you teach manuscript first? Which one do you teach first? And then I'll give my big reveal on what I teach first. Another thing is, I know. You know why? Because my son has 2 weeks where we're like in between sports seasons, and basketball was on Wednesdays. And so football's not going to start for another couple of weeks. And we're having that $1 trial flash sale for the membership. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go live tonight so that people can ask about the membership if they want to try it. My son's outside playing basketball right now. And my girls, the neighbor invited my girls to Awana, because homeschoolers don't socialize. So yeah. But my neighbor, she's like, I'll take them both ways. I'm like, yay, I don't even have to drive. So they'll come home in the middle of my live. Anyway, yes, so I was live today in Thrive, and then I'm live right now, and I go live in the community 3 times tomorrow. We have our littles office hours at 11 a.m. At 1 p.m., we have our office hours for moms of teens and tweens. And then nighttime office hours are for all ages. Hi, everybody. Come on in. I'm so excited to see you here tonight. here's another term. Okay, I know there's a question, but one more term, a couple of terms. Do you guys know the difference between twaddle and living books? We're just having some fun with homeschool language or educational language tonight. What do you guys think twaddle is, and what do you think a living book is? And this is something we can talk about too. Yeah, do we have a question?
Yeah, Zaynaxo, advice for starting off homeschool for toddlers.
Yes. Oh, homeschooling toddlers. Well, I don't know how old your toddler is, but I didn't start anything really until my kids were 3. And then I did a really gentle play based preschool, just fun, absolutely play based, igniting wonder, early reading skills, early math skills. Just have a wonderful time with your child and read out loud every single day. And I know, see, I did not read out loud every day for long periods of time. And when I started to do it, I read out loud every day, but not for like an extended period. You really have to build up your muscles, but it does work. And now I can read out loud for 30, 40 minutes. My in-laws can read out loud to my kids. They don't live in the same state. And so we get on FaceTime and stuff, and they will read out loud to my kids for 2 hours. My kids will lay down on the couch and have their grandparents read to them over FaceTime. It's pretty cool. So
Zeno says 3.
yeah, do a very gentle play-based preschool. And at that age, you don't really need a homeschooling style per se. Most everyone leans towards Montessori-ish. Of course, studies show that it should absolutely be play-based. So do not do anything academic, please. There have been studies on this that it backfires when you make your little baby kids sit down and do hardcore academic work. Just it's not in alignment with their brain development. Yeah.
Someone asks, are homeschooling kids tested?
Yes. Yeah. And what platform are they on?
They're on TikTok.
Okay, on TikTok. Are homeschooling kids tested? This is such a great question, and this is why I do these lives, to answer stuff like this. So, homeschooling is legal in all 50 states. Each state has a separate set of laws, and there is quite a bit of overlap and consistency in the state laws. Generally, you have to report. We categorize states as high regulation, medium regulation, and low regulation states. There are low regulation states where you kind of don't even have to really do anything or report or and then there are high regulation states where you actually have to turn in lesson plans or meet with an administrator, things like that. Generally speaking, though, the answer is yes. A lot of states require homeschoolers to take the same exact standardized tests that all the other kids are taking in both public and private schools. Usually homeschool parents have the freedom to, he's moving me on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Scott's moving me right now. Oh, look, I can actually see people. Were they saying the sound was bad?
No.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Okay. Alrighty. So anyway, so my answer is yes in general and no, not in every single state. But I'm actually glad that there is testing required. I don't think it's something to be scared of. I don't buy the tests. I don't think they are an indicator of my kid's intelligence. But I do think that test-taking skills are really great skills to have. I think that our kids, if your kids are college bound, you're going to have to take the SATs and the ACTs. We start test prep in our own family in 7th grade. And yeah, so homeschoolers score 15 to 30% higher than both public and private school kids combined. So academically, homeschoolers do score higher, which is many people think that homeschoolers don't. And that is absolutely not true. Yes.
Okay. Potential troll. We'll see. She followed up with some parents have low IQ. Can they homeschool?
Yes. Yeah, a parent with low IQ can absolutely homeschool. And I want you to stay around. And the reason why is because we have amazing resources. So it doesn't take a high IQ to pick out a solid curriculum. And I would add to that most homeschool curriculum is more than decent. and does a better job than the public schools. Also, keep in mind that there are online classes, live classes, all sorts of programs, scripted curriculum. So a big one that I recommend a lot is it's a program that teaches kids how to read, and it's literally a script that the parents read. So if we want to talk IQs, I think they've done, actually, I'll keep my mouth shut about IQs and teachers. There have been studies done. Okay, yes.
Carol says, any tips for transitioning a 6th and 7th grader from public school to homeschool?
Yeah, a 6th or 7th grader from public school to homeschool. First, you probably already have it, but grab my 26-page free How to Homeschool guide. So please do grab that. It's free and it's for you. I would absolutely follow what I say in there, and that is have a period of deschooling. Your children have been in school quite a while. Now, deschooling doesn't mean no schooling. Deschooling means taking a break, taking a breather, giving you guys time to connect, figure out what your students love, shop around with curriculum, read books. I mentioned all of this in my guide, in the 26-page guide that's free, and you can download that. So, and then, the transition at that age, it can be a little bit more difficult. This is why I have a whole subsection in Thrive, my community, just for moms of teens. Me, because I taught teens, and Mary, she's my teen homeschool mentor in there. That's why we carve out special time for you guys, because your challenges are a lot different than, say, a mom of a 5-year-old who's struggling with pencil grip, right? The struggles that we have homeschooling older kids are a lot different. A lot of them are social. Also, by that time, many moms are pulling their kids out because their children are not thriving academically. So at that age, I spend a lot of time with moms trying to figure out learning challenges and how to overcome those hurdles, how to backtrack and remediate to get kids reading at their grade level again and stuff like that. Because usually by junior high, moms are like, we're done. You're not learning. They're not implementing the IEP. We're done. So anyway, yeah, that's what I would recommend so far without knowing you or anything. Yeah. And if you'd like to join the group, you can join. There's a $1 trial right now. It's a flash sale. It's going to end at midnight tomorrow. But if you join tonight, you can be with me and Mary tomorrow on the teen Zoom call. So okay. I would love to meet you, and then tell me when you're there. Or stay tonight and ask your questions for free too. Yeah.
Somebody asked, are any of your kids in college yet?
No, my kids personally are not in college. However, I taught junior high, high school, and college when I taught. And we homeschooled those grades when I taught. But my kids are not yet. And then Mary, who's my mentor in my community, has one kid successfully in college, and I think her youngest is 8th grade. So, yeah.
Someone says, I learned something new in homeschool teaching my kids almost daily.
I know, I do too. And it's a challenge to be in the educational world and a teacher and homeschool. I actually think we have quite a few more hurdles with deschooling ourselves. Very much so. Yeah.
Let's see. Courtney, ma'am, I'm so glad I stumbled upon you.
Hi, Courtney. I'm glad too.
Hannah,
what's your question, Courtney? Ask me anything tonight.
Hannah, my 3-year-old has been pushed through 3 different classes in 3 months.
Oh.
And they wonder why he's struggling.
Oh, that's awful. 3's a baby. Yes, next question. I'm so sorry. Did you want to pull to homeschool? Let me know. We can talk through it tonight. Make sure to grab my free How to Homeschool guide. And right now, for the next 24 hours, you can try my Thrive Homeschool community for $1. For $1. You can try it for 6 days. So if you've been kind of on the fence and scared, and I'm a little bit skittish of memberships, I get it. That's why we kind of had the idea of letting people try it first. So anyway, that's for you.
Sweet Pop, how long do you homeschool based on ages?
I have a chart in my How to Homeschool guide that's free. You can get it in the link in my bio. I have a whole chart on the age of hours the range of hours per age. Can you tell I'm a little tired?
What do you do when children doesn't want to do schoolwork?
Yes.
Really doesn't want to do it.
Like really doesn't want to do it. Who is that? Is that somebody I know?
Let's see.
Is this something to talk about tomorrow, or do you want me to go into detail now? Motivation. It's a biggie, you guys.
Yeah. I don't know the name.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. So something that I want to talk about with motivation is motivation is a form of resistance. And we are inherently born loving learning. So there is some sort of disruption and disturbance. It's not that kids just hate learning. We all love learning. Kids love learning. It's something gets in the way. Okay? So I just want to remind you, there are so much to unpack. I'm doing an entire workshop on motivation and what to do when our child is not motivated. This is what I want. I'm just going to give you a couple nuggets to chew on right now because I want to give you enough to help you tonight, right now. So I want you to remember that lack of motivation is a form of resistance. And what we can do as parents and mamas is to really study our children and try to figure out where that resistance is coming from. Is it coming from a place where maybe your child has something undiagnosed and pretty serious that you need to tackle? Maybe it's something more physical, like eye tracking issues that are going unnoticed. Often kids can lack what looks like laziness is actually anxiety from perfectionism. We saw a lot of this in our center where it's easier not to try because failing feels worse. That is something huge and so common. And the way that you tackle those types of issues with perfectionism and anxiety and academic anxiety, performance anxiety, is you really need, and by the way, this is so cursory, you guys, you praise effort, you praise what is repeatable, you praise what is in your child's control. What you don't praise is results. You do not praise when they get it right. You don't praise when they get every question right. You don't praise for anything like that. You don't tell your child all the time that they're smart, because then when they approach something that's hard, the lie they tell themselves is, this is hard for me. My mom told me I'm smart. Maybe I'm not smart. So the book Mindset by Carol Dweck is a great book to grab because it talks about the growth mindset. And so that's just a couple of things. There's a lot more we could talk. I could talk for hours on intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation. We need to find the intrinsic motivation in our kids, and that is finding what they love and then letting that bloom in their education. So I'm rambling too much. I could go on and on motivation. Yeah.
Okay, we got some great questions
about
high school and middle school.
Okay, high school and middle school questions. Okay.
We're going to get to those, but first, Jennifer says, I love to follow you. Thank you for educating parents like me. Please come to Hawaii and do a workshop.
Jennifer. Wait. Are you in my membership? Jennifer. Yeah, I think she is.
Jennifer Bryant?
Girl, you say the word, and I will be in Hawaii. I've never been. I have never been to Hawaii. Can you believe that? I'd love to go. Do they have homeschool conferences in Hawaii? Like, is there a Home Educators of Hawaii homeschool convention? Because, girl.
Somebody else said, I'll be in Hawaii soon, too. Definitely come to Oahu.
You guys, make a homeschool conference, and I will show up. I seriously will.
Okay, Tabitha has a great question. We're going to get to her, but first, let me go back a little bit. Chris Prado, I'm struggling. I have a high schooler, and I don't know how to teach her.
Okay, Chris. All right. I would love more time with you. If you have been on the fence regarding joining my community, you can try it for $1. You could get in for $1, show up at office hours with me and Mary tomorrow. And hey, if you don't want to stay in there, leave, right? But I would love to get to know you more and figure out what's going on with your daughter. I can help you right now too. Any information that you give me here, I will address it.
She says, I just feel so discouraged. She's
Yes.
homeschooled, but I feel like I'm failing.
Okay. Oh my goodness, please. Okay. Yeah, you got to come in the group so we can help you. Mary and I can help you tomorrow on the office hours. We'd love to. So she is so wise. She's been homeschooling so many years. I've been homeschooling more years, but that's because I homeschooled other people's kids before my own. But she has graduated her oldest and is currently working on high school transcripts for her other ones. Her youngest is in 8th grade, and we do those office hours together. But I would love to. The thing is, too, why it would be good to have you in there is that, yeah, office hours and then the DMing back and forth, ongoing conversations with you, me, and Mary, problem solving, even like meeting with the daughter, having her DM us, right? Like when they're at that age, the kids have to be really invested. So I want to know more, and just share tonight. If you don't want to join, you don't have to. If you want to go ahead and share, like, what is your daughter going through? What is the battle? You said that you feel like you're failing. How so? What curriculum are you using? Do you have her in online programs? Are you in a co-op? What's her socialization look like? All these things I want to ask you. Yes.
Okay.
And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And homeschooling high school is wonderful. It's wonderful. Let's redeem it, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Truth and Grace, we're coming to you next.
Okay, Truth and Grace.
Let's follow up on the Hawaii here.
Oh, Hawaii! Let's talk about Hawaii.
Oahu is huge homeschool community because of the large military presence there.
What?
There are a ton of homeschool co-ops and groups in Oahu. Jennifer says, we got to get you to Hawaii. My wheels are spinning.
Oh, Jennifer, are you a motivated, get it done girl? Can I bring my kids? We've never been to Hawaii. That would be so fun.
Oh, and how do I join your group?
Okay, you guys, my group, we're having a flash sale right now because I was kind of thinking that there's a lot of people out there that are probably similar to me that are a little bit skittish of memberships, right? I don't join that many. I am in memberships and I like the memberships that I'm in, but I'm not in a lot of them. And I thought, man, wouldn't it be great if people could try it? Could just try it. So for the next 24 hours, we're having a flash sale where you could join for $1 and you can try it out for 6 days. And then after those 6 days, you get charged, but you can leave, right? So you can actually try it out, get to know us, see what the whole community is about, start DMing with me. I don't care if you get in for $1 and DM me and take up all my day and then hightail it out of there so you got free advice for $1. I honestly don't care. I would love to get to know you. I really want to help you. And I think that when most people come in and try the group, people can testify that you'll probably end up staying because it's such a rich community. There's nothing like the community that I've built simply because there isn't really anyone in the homeschool space with my background in academia, in learning differences, all of this combined with homeschooling philosophy. So it's kind of where academic advisement meets I finally found my people, right? So we combine this growth and becoming better homeschool moms. I do lots of training in my community, so it's definitely a learning place. It's not a social club. Like, we're not drinking coffee and having donuts, although we can, but it's a place where you come to grow, right? You're really getting your money's worth because I'm constantly asking myself and asking my community, what do you want to learn? What are you curious about? We've already done a workshop, a really great workshop on curriculum overwhelm. The last workshop, by the way, if you join for $1, you can get the workshop because it's available. All my workshops are available for free in the membership, and that is finding your homeschool why. That was a powerful one. It probably is going to go down as one of my favorites. So if you're curious about joining, or if you've been on the fence, tonight's the night, because that sale is going to be until tomorrow at midnight, and then we're taking it down because we're going to kind of experiment with, how did this go? Did people like trying it out first? that type of a thing. So did they abuse it and just like monopolize all my time and then leave? Or like, we're just going to evaluate this is the first time we've done a trial. So, it may never happen again, or if people really like it and they're like, no, I really liked trying it first and I'm glad I did, then that's something that we can consider doing periodically in the future. So, but no guarantees, because it might not work. It just went up today and it's going to be taken down tomorrow.
And where is it? Where do you go?
Yeah, you go to the link in my bio and I think it says flash sale right on there. We put a special button just for today and tomorrow in my link tree. Yeah, and I'd love to meet you.
Somebody said, somebody said, can I do a consultation instead of a membership?
You absolutely can. That is on my website in the link in my bio. Yeah.
Truth and Grace, we're a military family too. Homeschooling as a military family has become more and more popular.
It is. We have a lot of military moms. That should be a space.
I think it is.
I don't think we have that as a space. Is Kayla? Who's here tonight? Do we have a space?
She should be in.
Okay. Sure. All right.
How much is your membership?
$37 what? $37 and something cents. Yeah, but you can try it for $1 for the next 6 days. So, and when you go to that page that explains what the membership is, it goes into everything. So once a month we have a workshop that's pretty serious. Like, it's an academic, let's learn stuff workshop. We have discussion groups where we get to know each other and connect and grow. We have a supplement that we drop every month. This month was a big one. They range from $10 to $30. This one was on the high end. It's a reading and supplement guide for bears on Hemlock Mountain, where we're like, you know what? This is the time of year where we're all super tired of homeschooling. We just need a break. We need something different. Let's breathe life into homeschooling. And so it's basically kind of a unit study on that book. And then the fourth week of the month, we do tons and tons of office hours. Not tons, 4, but that feels like tons. So, and we split up our office hours into the age ranges of your kids, which that means if you have kids in every age range, you can come to every office hour, or you can just come to 1 or 2 or whatever is available. We also make sure that we do nighttime Zooms, because a lot of moms work like I do. I have flexible hours, but a lot of moms don't. And so we didn't want a working mom to feel excluded or not benefit from the community at all. But the community is priced so that if you can take advantage of 2 of the 7 offerings per month, that is your money's worth. So that's how the membership was designed, because no one can do everything, right? And there's going to be some workshops, some months that you're super interested in, other times not so much. But you can do the office hours, you can DM me, you can get mentoring from our mentors, discussion groups, all of those. So there's 7 main deliverables in the membership. So, okay, let's go on to questions.
Lindsay, military mama 4 here, homeschooling my first grader.
Yes, there's so many military. Yeah, who else is military in here tonight?
Crystal says, homeschool my preschooler.
I would love to homeschool your preschooler. Crystal on
TikTok.
On TikTok. Okay, I was wondering which Crystal, because we have another Crystal who's not on TikTok. She's on YouTube.
Yeah. Military night, Navy family.
You guys, military night.
Let's see.
Wow, look at you guys.
Carol, my 13-year-old is heightened functioning autistic.
13.
His only con for homeschooling is not seeing his friends.
Yes. And is he homeschooling now? Or is this something that he says? Or is this you want to pull him and this is one of his concerns? Can you answer me so that I can address that?
Britt,
yeah.
Public school teacher homeschooling my 6th grader.
Yay! Awesome. I love my fellow former teachers. It's something, huh? It's a whole different ballgame. It took me quite a few years to de-school and think of things differently, because I was just stuck in the classroom mentality, man. Yeah.
Oh, Tori. Tori's here.
Tori, hi.
My daughter's 2, but I'm so excited I found you in this group.
Oh, I'm so glad you're in here too. Yay.
Carol says, not currently. That was with the autistic kid.
Oh, okay.
I'm pulling him due to issues with the school, both staff and students?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think that you could really make him thrive bringing him home. And here's the thing. And it's not just because he's autistic. This is all kids that are around that age anyway. And this is that they don't know all the new friends they're going to make. They have a hard time envisioning it. They don't know a lot of other kids who are homeschooled yet, but they will. And so that's something that you can really say, look, I'm going to commit to you that I'm going to do everything possible to make sure you have a really rich social life. If I made that commitment to you, is this something that you could consider? And it may take a little bit of time to build, but that's okay because you and I need to connect anyway, and we really need to de-school and rethink this whole thing. Would that be okay? I'm a huge proponent of involving kids in decisions that you make for them because that buy-in is huge and not in a manipulative way at all, in a very honest way. And the other thing is you can make him a promise and say, look, let's do this for one calendar year. So next April or May, we will reevaluate and we will decide if this is a fit, if we like this, what tweaks we need to make. So that's the other thing is just because you're pulling your child, it doesn't mean that it's going to be forever. So I would definitely approach it in that way and see if he is more open to it or comes around. Yeah. Those are two things I would say.
Over on Instagram, Melissa Cassell says, military mom here too.
You guys!
Mom of 3, 2, 5, and 8.
I love it. I love my military mamas. And you know, there's quite a few of you in my membership because of the traveling around. So having like a home base of community has been wonderful. I've been loving to get to know you guys. If you've been on the fence about my group, you can try it for $1. Link in my bio. Just try it for $1. You could leave. You can try it for 6 days. If you don't like it, you can leave. So.
Champagne Sherpa.
I love that. Champagne Sherpa. That's the best
she says,
handle.
Hi, Christy, bestie. Also
Hi.
Using the test prep you recommended. Basically, I do whatever you tell me.
Oh, my God. Did you get a coupon for that?
Somebody else is asking. You mentioned
Wait.
Test prep. What curriculum do you use for it?
Yes, test prep. College Prep Genius. But don't buy it because I think I was voxing Jean today and I was asking her for a coupon code So email me. Do you think we can get that coupon code set up tomorrow with her? Give me a few days, okay? Email me or DM me in the membership and give me a couple days so that I can get you a good coupon for it. But that's what we use in our family. We taught test prep for 17 years. I love her program. I love how she does it. And I am a firm believer in starting early. And it's not because I'm obsessive and an overbearing mother or anything. We start test prep early in 7th grade because one thing we learned with teaching test prep is in the high school years, kids are really busy. By that time, they have part-time jobs. They need to keep their grades up. And doing test prep often is just really puts them over the edge, right? They're so busy. So why not give yourself a long runway? So by the time they have to take the PSAT, the SAT, or the ACT, it's a no-brainer. They've taken 50 of them. So it's like the easiest thing. It's not even a challenge. These tests are repeated logic. They have to be because they're standardized. All of these concepts, these critical thinking and logical thinking concepts, can be learned and they're just repeated. So test prep is one of those things that when you start earlier, you can identify the types of problems that you're seeing and know exactly how to attack it. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Sarah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. But let's see.
Is that her handle or was she asking?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's thinking, I'm an older mom, 60. I adopted a child and he's 8 now. School is not happy. How do I do this as an older mom?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Grab my free How to Homeschool guide. It's 26 pages and it's free. Grab that. And then let me know what you think. But you can absolutely do it. There's community everywhere for you. I don't know where you live, but you can be in co-ops. You can have drop-off days, enrichment days. There's hybrid communities. There's all sorts of things that you can do socially. And then, of course, homeschool curriculum is really great. There isn't much out there that's bad. So you can absolutely do it. And if you have any more, I want to help you tonight. I don't want you to feel like this is something that you can't do. My sister, I'm okay to share this. My sister became adopted a boy in her 40s. And so she became a first-time mom in her 40s. And she definitely feels like she doesn't always relate to the other moms of kids her son's age. So my heart goes out to you, because I know that you're in a unique situation, and I'm sure at times that can be pretty lonely. I'm not an older mom for where I'm from, Los Angeles, but here in Colorado I am. So I was at a table this morning. I was at a mom's group this morning, and the oldest one there, I wasn't much younger than the table leader. So yeah, I think in different parts of the country, it's more common to be an older mom than other parts. And it's totally doesn't matter. It's fine. But yeah, so. And if you want to homeschool, if it's something that you want to take the dive in, then consider joining my community. And I don't know if you're quite ready yet. So even though there's the $1 trial, I don't know if it's a fit for you right now, because that's like a 24-hour thing. So, but it's something to consider maybe as you think about it for next fall. To join later, yeah.
Truth and Grace, what's a good end-of-year test to use to submit for our state requirement proof of progress?
Okay, let's talk standardized tests to turn in for your state requirements. Your state probably has a list of approved tests. Have you looked that up yet? And if not, you should, right? Because, and most of them, they're the same, they're like the CAT test and things like that. In my state, you can do testing in different ways. You can hire an independent firm to do your testing, or you can take the standardized tests, and they give me a list of like 3 or 4, but they're generally the same ones. They're the same ones that the kids in public school are taking. So you will have your state has a list of approved tests, and you just pick from one of them.
Crystal says, I'm doing preschool curriculum with my daughter. She's for homeschool, and she's thriving with it. Just hoping a huge homeschool playground, and so happy, love it.
Oh, good. How wonderful. What curriculum are you using? Please put it in the comments.
Britt says, my state lets a teacher notarize a note that
yes.
says the student is progressing.
Yeah, are you in Ohio? Where are you, Britt? Yeah, there are some states that a certified teacher can notarize a note. Yeah.
Stacy, is it best to stick with American history and geography in the elementary years?
I love this question.
We're bored with biographies.
Okay. To stick with American
history and geography in the elementary years.
And okay, so those are 2 separate questions. Right?
Is it best to stick with American history and geography in the elementary years? We're bored with biographies.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. There are a lot of hills I die on with teaching history. Like, I hate textbooks. There are people that like history should be taught in a 4-year cycle, no, a 3-year cycle, da 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 da. Or you should start with U.S. history and not world history and all these things. Here's what I will say, and I'm going to answer a little broadly so that I can help a lot of people watching. I do like starting with U.S. history. Okay, number 1. I don't believe history needs to be taught chronologically for kids to have a proper understanding of it. I don't. And if you're worried about that, you could do a really cool timeline wall where your kids, you put like the beginning and then their birthday, and right, so you have an idea of time and help them with that. And there are also timelines that you can buy and stuff, So the reason why I really like teaching U.S. history as the first exposure to history, so kindergarten, first and second grade, is because we live in the United States and there are beautiful picture books and literature for U.S. history, more so than I'm not saying there aren't living beautiful books for world history and those things. There are, but there are certainly more for U.S. history. Okay, early U.S., early modern, things like that. It's also very relatable. Keep in mind, kids at that age really only, when they're really little, their understanding of the world is very small and only what relates to them. So if they're learning the history of where they live, I just think it's a lot easier to digest. And here's the other thing. If you hold off, right? If you teach like from creation on, right? So you're like kindergarten's creation, then a little bit further is for first grade, and you're teaching history chronologically. By the time you get to U.S. history, your kid will be too old to really savor and enjoy all that beautiful children's literature and picture books that are available to us for the younger years. So in that way, it's just a little bit selfish. I don't want my kids to miss out on all that wonderful literature. With that said, does it really matter? No, it does not. Because kids, history is like kind of goes through it's split up into eras, and you do those eras and then you start over again, right? You had U.S. history in elementary, you had U.S. history again in junior high, and you get U.S. history again in high school. So it's not like your kid's going to miss out per se on anything by how you approach it. So that's how I view it. And with that said, if you're bored, change it. If you're bored, completely change it. So you're sick of biographies, do some world stuff instead. There are different ones. What curriculum are you using right now? I'll let her answer and then we can revisit that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kimberly asks, are preschoolers and kindergartners supposed to learn about history that young, like full-on lessons?
Nope. Mm-mm. Do you want me to expand?
Yes.
Okay. You can ask me to expand if you want. Yeah. But no, they need to learn to read, write, and number counting. Yeah. And explore and have fun. Oh my goodness, have all these people joined?
Brianna is saying...
oh, you guys!
Brianna's saying, we love Torchlight for History. It's literature-based.
Torchlight for History. Okay, yeah. Love it.
Somebody was asking, how do I find homeschool play groups to join?
Homeschool play groups, you will find those on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I recommend Facebook is because homeschool groups come and go. People move so everything tends to be pretty up to date if you're in your local homeschool groups on Facebook for certain things. So, yeah.
Talia says, at what point should they be reading fluently?
Yeah, so at what point, her question is, at what point should they be reading fluently? That depends on the child's abilities, their development. It's the same type of question, which I am going to give you a solid answer. I'm not skirting away from the answer. But I want to frame it in, you're asking the same type of question, which I think you know what I'm going to get at here, because I love the question, is that there's a range when they learn to talk, there's a range when they learn to crawl, and when they learn to walk. But generally speaking, if kids weren't reading fluently pretty well by third or fourth grade, that's when we started doing intervention and testing. And I know there's going to be people that disagree, and they're going to say, no, don't worry, they'll develop. My kid didn't read fluently until blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. That's not my professional advice. I disagree. I think that that's the age where you're like, maybe there's something going on here with their learning. And so I do believe in the areas of reading fluency, comprehension, and math, you can have a child who is behind, and it can be concerning.
Yeah.
So.
Jay, I'm new to homeschool. Having a
Hi,
hard
Jay.
time fitting everything in without making it a full day of school.
Jay. Yes. I would love to meet you. We should talk about this tomorrow in office hours. How old is Jay's kids?
I'm not sure.
Okay. If you guys want to try my community, we're having a trial for $1 right now. It's only 24 hours. So if you've been on the fence, like, do I trust this Christy? What's this group all about? Will I get my money's worth? Try it. You can try it for $1 and you can show up with me tomorrow on a Zoom and ask your questions. So, yeah, but how old is the child?
Didn't say.
Okay, but homeschooling, fitting everything in, and homeschooling is lasting too long.
Oh, 6 years. I also have
I can help you.
A 3 and a 1-year-old.
I can help you. Yep, we can help you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Talia says 3rd grade is like 10 years old.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jules. Loop schedules, Christy. Talk about it.
Okay, Jules, you're like, I want to answer. Yes, you know how I feel about a good loop schedule, and I can go crazy with my loop schedules. I can have 3 loops in a day. So in my 26-page How to Homeschool guide, I have an example. It's on page, I think, 21 and 22. I kind of walk through what a loop schedule is. It was my saving grace as I was trying to deschool myself. What happened when I was first started homeschooling is I was so excited. I wanted the basics, like math, reading, spelling, all that. I wanted all the basics, but I got super excited about composer study and reading out loud and memorizing poetry, memorizing hymns, all these types of things. I got so excited about nature study, all those things. And so what was happening is I was doing all my schoolwork with my kids, and then by the time we had the time to get to all those beautiful things that ignited my fire with homeschooling, the reasons why I wanted to homeschool, I was too tired or it was too late to do and to implement. And we ended up not doing them. Right? Oh, we'll do the composer study tomorrow. We'll read that Da Vinci biography tomorrow. We'll listen to that orchestra tomorrow. And it was never happening. And it wasn't until I discovered loop scheduling that changed entirely. One, what I did is I made a list. You guys, listen to me now. If you hear nothing else, I made a list of the things in the day that if I did those things, I would feel like a really good homeschool mom. And so, of course, on that list was math, right? Your list is going to look different, but on my list was math, if my kids are playing their piano every day, and if we do some sort of a fine art or whatever. I'm giving examples. And then I made sure that we did those first. Yeah. So make sure that you're evaluating the priority of your subjects, your school subjects, so that at the end of every day you feel good and proud of yourself, that you're like, oh, don't leave math for the end per se, when math is like really important to you and you want your kids to be in a more rigorous program. Don't leave math for the end of the day when everybody's tired, for example. I would start with math, for you. I'm not saying everyone should start with math, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying. In regarding a loop schedule, what a loop schedule is it's where you have some of your tertiary subjects that don't need to happen every single day. So this could be history, this could be science, maybe a science experiment, or studying a great work of some sort, or a great artist. And you would put those in a loop. And so you maybe only get to 1 or 2 of those a day, but then the next day you get to the next ones, and the next day you get to the next ones. So rather than go in and drone on, because I want to get to more questions, if you download my free How to Homeschool guide, I go into detail regarding what a loop schedule is and how it can completely save your patootie and make you feel like a good homeschool mom and that you're never behind. It also keeps you from having a mentality of day of the week schedule, which those set you up to fail, because I go into that in the guide too. I don't run my homeschool by like Mondays we do this, Tuesdays we do this, because you will never follow it and you'll always feel like a failure.
Yeah.
Yes.
She follows up, I'd love to see how a homeschool day works with a 3 6, 3, and 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Grab that guide. Yes.
Yeah. Also,
and was Jay the one that I was
Yeah.
like, I want you in my group?
yeah.
Yeah. Try it for $1.
Yep.
You can leave.
Advice for keeping child interested in reading. She doesn't struggle, but fights it daily.
Okay.
I let her pick chapter books. 3rd grade.
And she's fighting reading.
Yeah.
Is she fighting reading silently? Is she fighting reading out loud? Is she fighting you reading out loud to her? Yeah.
Okay,
We'll wait for your answer, okay? And we'll come back.
How do I get in the group?
You hit the link in my bio and you can try my group for $1. We decided to do that for 24 hours because I'm a little skittish of memberships. I always feel like I'm feeling locked in, and I would appreciate if I had an opportunity to try something before I committed. And so we just wanted to extend that opportunity. It's kind of an experiment to see what happens when people join and they see what we're all about. And so it's no pressure to stay by any means, but we wanted to at least let you try it for just $1, risk-free, and see if you like it. So
he's not sure what it is. It's the private group.
My private group, yeah. My homeschool community. It's where like academic advising meets I finally found my people. And is Jay you said he?
I think.
Yeah, we have homeschool dads in there. Yeah. It's non-sectarian, non-judgmental. Mm-hmm.
Summer says, my 8th grade girl is struggling in public with anxiety.
Oh.
I'm pulling her out.
Yes. You're pulling her out?
Yeah.
Who is this?
Summer Bree.
Okay, Summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to coach you through what to do with her. Yeah. And if you have any specific questions right now, I can answer them right now. I want to. Yeah, I think homeschooling her would be a wonderful option. I'd love to know more details about the anxiety. Is it academic? Is it social? What exactly is going on? Does she have a diagnosed anxiety disorder of some sort? Coach you through how to pick curriculum and also how to teach her so that you can help her manage the anxiety and focus on what really matters to set her up for success when you launch her out into the real world later. So I think homeschooling her will be an absolute gift for both of you, and it will give you the time and space you need to help her heal and tackle the anxiety. So yeah. I was a pretty anxious kid myself. Yeah.
Stacy Nick says, Christy asked my curriculum for history. We used Abeka and master books. Not crazy about either.
Yes. Abeka and master books. Yeah.
We got a lot of Floridians in here tonight.
Really? Florida? Nice.
Florida military tonight.
I love it. Who else is military? Are you guys still here, my military families? And who else is Florida? So Abeka and master books for history, they're just not my go-tos. So I would look up, if you want history to really come to life, I would look up some living book options for history and maybe just explore some of those. And you don't even have to even do a formal curriculum per se, as long as you're having really good, solid conversations. I'm the type of person where if my kids are in a pretty rigorous writing program and writing essays and we're doing pretty hardcore literature and doing, close reads and textual analysis, I'm not one that's going to make them redo all that stuff for history, right? They're already doing that. So, you can also use history for writing too. So,
Talia asks, do you guys do school in pajamas, or are you
Heck yeah!
Or are you more productive if you get everybody ready for the day?
We do both. It all depends. Who homeschools in their pajamas? And I thought you were asking me. Yes, I homeschool in my pajamas. But no, my kids wake up. It just depends on your kids. Because I work, they do wake up to us. Not always an alarm. Sometimes we like to, I love the gentle wake ups. There's nothing better than with my youngest. I don't want to miss her wake ups in the morning because I walk in and we still do white noise. They don't, my kids are older, but we still do white noise. I turn off the white noise. And then sure enough, she stirs and she looks up, and the first thing I get is this huge smile every morning. And so, although it'd be easier if we did alarms, why? I want to see that smile in the mornings. And then she often puts her, and she just hugs me, a big hug in the morning. So, but to answer, I got off on a tangent. To answer your question, we do clean up our rooms, make our beds, get dressed, come down, and do a couple subjects before breakfast.
Susan, we started doing virtual online school and are hating it.
Yes.
First grader
who is this?
Public in November.
Susan, yeah. I'm not surprised. It's okay. Don't think that's what homeschooling is. And by the way, don't beat yourself up. No one told you otherwise. Of course you're going to do that. Most homeschool moms start just the way you started. What is important is that that's not homeschooling per se. That doesn't have to be homeschooling. And so rather than saying, ugh, this homeschooling's awful, we're out, you can look at all the 8 other pedagogies that you can homeschool in, or do a mixture of them: eclectic, unit study, interest-led, classical, Charlotte Mason. There's a whole wealth of resources out there to make homeschooling life-giving and enjoyable, and to really have that connection. But if you aren't thriving and if your kid isn't loving learning, I would absolutely make a change. Yeah. And even if you just need some coaching on what to do to the end of the school year, if you can't handle it and you're like, we need to be done now, I can help you with a really good plan through the end of the school year, and then help set you up with a whole new curriculum plan in the fall. That would be wonderful. And how old is her kid? Is she for teens? Okay. Yeah.
Nathalia, I have such a hard time homeschooling more than one, especially when the work needs the parent.
Yes. How old are your kids, Natalia?
Let's see. Oh, Stephanie, any recommendations for a math 7th for a child with a processing disorder?
Yes. So I don't know if there's 2 that I would recommend for kids who struggle. I would recommend CTC first. And I would recommend CTC. Yeah.
Okay. Truth and Grace, how do we get the $1 deal? Trying to sign up for the group now. Make sure they go through the link in the bio.
You have to go through the link in the bio to get the $1 deal. It's like a special button we made. So go to the link in my bio to get it.
Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Talia, I'm considering doing homeschool spring, summer, fall, and taking off winter for the holidays.
Oh, yeah. We all do that, girl.
Yep.
None of us want to homeschool in December. We have fun. I have this whole Advent thing, and we take it easy. We don't do any of our regular literature. I read living books. I read Christmas books. It's such a joy. And I would much rather take December off, give ourselves a breather, and then work a little bit more in the summer or year round, because summers tend to be really hot, and you can't always be at the pool. And sometimes being outside is just too hot and you can't get to the pool. So I actually think homeschooling in the summer is great. And then in the shoulder seasons, the fall and the spring, that's when we go outside, when the weather's gorgeous. And then we always we basically take December pretty easy. Yeah.
Be Wild Customs. Son is pre-K, IEP, struggling. How can I get dad on board for homeschooling?
Okay, your son is pre-K and on an IEP and struggling. How how do you get dad on board? So do you have a healthy marriage? I know that's intrusive. I'm sorry, but this actually changes my answer. Or should I answer for both sides? Healthy marriage, unhealthy marriage. Okay. Tell me everything about you. I'm going to answer as if you have a healthy marriage and you're not married to like a narcissist who just won't be convinced of anything. So, I think it's important that we understand that our spouses who are not on board with homeschooling are coming from a very real place with fears because they care. Both of you care. And often when there is a spouse who is not on board, there are fears that really need to be uncovered. So the first thing that I would say, what?
He's concerned about the financial part with her staying home.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then, do you guys want me to keep going on?
And social interactions.
Okay, and social interactions, yeah. So something that I recommend often is making a list. Your spouse making a list of the concerns and talking through them. And I'm not saying talking through them where you're like, which I wouldn't think that you would do, but not going through the list and giving your rebuttals for everything. Going through the list and saying, let's make a plan. What would it look like that would make you feel happy and satisfied? What if I came to you with group options? How many times a week would you feel comfortable with our child having social interaction? Which, by the way, they've done studies on it. And the optimum is like 2. It's not all day, every day for 7.5 hours. Actually, your satisfaction goes down. There are studies on this. So I'm just going to leave that there. Talking through each of those items. The other great thing to do if your spouse isn't quite on board is everything okay?
I think they're just being silly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So sorry, there's a panic. So we let the neighbors take our girls to their Awana. It's like a bring a friend night. Are you sure they're okay? I think they're okay.
Yeah,
sorry guys, but we have like a code word for when they feel uncomfortable. We have a code word. And we sent my oldest daughter with her gizmo watch. Do you guys have a gizmo watch? So, and we said, if you're uncomfortable at any point, this and that, give us a call and say the code word and we will end the live and hightail it over there. But I think they're doing fine. So, yeah. And they're like, even if you're in the middle of a live, mommy, we're like, yes, we would end that live in a heartbeat. And of course, you guys would all be like, go. So I think they're fine. What was I in the middle of? Oh, for the spouse. Okay. For the spouse, the other thing that I would recommend is inviting homeschool families over. Have your husband get to know them. Ask the parents questions. And I'm not talking any homeschool family. I would invite homeschool families over for dinner who homeschool in a style that you would like. So for example, if you are leaning more towards a classical education or a Charlotte Mason education, I wouldn't invite an unschooler over, right? So I definitely would recommend that. Open conversations, making sure your husband is seen and heard, that all of his reservations are talked about. And here's the other thing that is really freeing for a lot of people to hear. It does not have to be forever. You could make an agreement. Hey, can we try this for 1 year and see how we like it and reevaluate after a year, discuss all the talking points that you had concerns over and make a decision. And maybe our decision is we'll try it again for another year. It's not like we're doing this and it's now forever. It does not have to be like that. So, and often, quite frankly, that's a really great way to go, and not in a manipulative way, in a way like, yeah, I need to make sure that I can do this too. And let's give ourselves a year. Let's talk about it periodically all throughout the year and then reevaluate after. How is our child doing socially, academically? How am I doing? is this life-giving for me? That type of a thing. And then you can either decide to stop homeschooling and enroll your child back into school, or you can say, I love this lifestyle. This will be our plan from now on, unless something else comes up. Or you can say, you know what? I really liked this year. Let's try it for one more year. So that tends to be really freeing for families when they go year by year like that, because it doesn't have to be a forever decision, and your husband's concerns are real. Yeah. Okay. I went a long time on that. Sorry.
Kimberly says, my husband was homeschooled and had to convince me, but I'm 100% on board after doing my own research.
Yes. Wonderful. Yay.
Carolina Briones over on Instagram. This is my 3rd year homeschooling. I just found you and I'm learning so much.
Good. Yay. I'm so glad. You guys, so Instagram, you need to know this. I'm a TikToker. And so, but what happened is I upload my TikToks onto Instagram, and then what was it, like 2 months ago? My account went bonkers on Instagram just with TikToks. And so I have all these new Instagram followers, and I love you guys. You guys are so fun.
Charlene Mendez, can I withdraw my kids from elementary now that they have already sent me a letter for my oldest and second? We'll be having possible retention. So holding back, I think. So.
Oh, okay. Yes. So who is this?
Charlene.
Charlene on TikTok. Okay. So Charlene, my tentative answer is yes. However, I don't know what state you live in, so it's essential that you homeschool legally. I would contact HSLDA, even if it's just a phone call. Oh, I think the girls are back. Yeah. Okay. I would contact HSLDA, make sure that you withdraw your kids legally. If you withdraw your children legally, yeah, you can take them out. Homeschooling's legal in all 50 states. You just have to follow the law. There are some states that say you have to report 15 days before you withdraw your child. Those are some laws on the books in some states, so I don't know what state you live in. You do not want to have truancy notices. You do not want that. So if you're concerned, you can contact HSLDA, and they will walk you through everything for your state. They also have videos on all of the states on exactly how to homeschool.
Yeah.
So
Blackhawk says, yes, I'm doing this. My 5-year-old isn't in kindergarten, but I sent my letter of intent.
Okay.
I'm starting early and going to see how it goes. Georgia, have everything ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Truth and Grace.
Can't wait.
Just join the group.
Yay, Truth and Grace, you joined. You guys, you can join in the next 24 hours and try it out for $1. So if you've been on the fence, or you're not sure and you don't know who I am, or do I trust this girl, I'm a little skittish of membership, so it's something that I would appreciate if someone offered that to me to try out their membership. So please join for $1. Get in. Check out everything that we're doing in there. We do 7 main deliverables per month. We are doing workshops. You guys can DM me all the time, and I DM you back within 24 to 48 business hours. Right now I am at 24 hours or under, but I promise 48. We do discussion groups. Tomorrow I have 3 Zooms for office hours. I have an 11 a.m. office hour for preschool to 2nd grade. I have a 1 o'clock office hour, this is Mountain Time, for teens. And then in the evening, we have an office hour for all ages. And that is because there's a lot of working homeschool moms, or maybe you just couldn't make those other grade leveled office hours, and so you need to make the evening one. The evening ones are really nice. They're chill. Like, we just get coffee and we talk, and I love those evening ones. So if you've been on the fence, and also when you go to, do me a favor, if you don't know who I am, especially Instagram, because I just recently people are now knowing me on Instagram, but people on TikTok have known me for quite a while. Read my bio. Read my bio to see my qualifications. But I've been in education for over 20 years, and I had a deconstruction many moons ago regarding the school system. And so I've been a homeschool advocate for many years. But before that, I taught teachers. And so that is my heart. That is my why. That's what I love professionally, is training teachers. And so I've simply moved. I'm still training teachers. I'm just training you. And it really gives me joy. I love my membership so much, and it's wonderful because I actually get to know you. Whereas here on a live, you know, I can't see your faces. I'm only getting information that you can share. And so, but when we're on that Zoom call together and I can see your faces and we can talk about your kids and we're going back and forth and we're DMing together and I see you in the threads asking questions, it's a more of a real relationship where I can feel like I'm coming alongside your homeschooling journey and guiding you throughout. So any questions about the group you can ask right now, but it's on, you can try it for $1.
And we gotta
Yes.
go soon, but not before. I think Tyler's in the house.
Tyler!
What can happen with truancy issues in Alabama? Any idea? My sister had to go to court today because her kid missed 6 days with the flu.
Oh, yeah. Some states are hardcore on truancy. You know, Colorado is too. Yeah. So, Tyler, I don't know about Alabama laws specifically, and it sounds like your nephew or nephew is not homeschooled, so they are enrolled in school. So you really do not want to mess with truancy. Stay away from it. You don't want to be the homeschool mom that's accused of stuff. We don't need to be. So homeschooling is legal in all 50 states. Some states are higher regulation than others. But how you withdraw your child is very important, and I would not do that without the advisement of HSLDA and knowing the laws really well. Now, are these laws complicated? No, they're not complicated. They're just different in every state, and so you need to abide by them. Yeah.
Charlene followed up with, do I need to wait until August to do the letter of intent?
No. Check with your state, but generally, no, you don't need to wait.
And then, I guess, we should probably go.
Okay. Any last questions, you guys?
Talia has a really good one. What made you deconstruct?
Oh, Talia. I love it. What made me deconstruct? So, as many of you know, is she on Instagram?
No, she's on
TikTok? Okay. So, you guys may be aware that Scott and I started and ran an educational learning center and consulting firm for the rich and famous in Los Angeles. And as we were just going through the years, and, you know, I was fully, for lack of a better word, I was fully brainwashed myself. I believed in academia. I went to graduate school. I thought the keys to life success was having letters behind your name, and fully endorsed it, loved it. But what started to happen is the kids at our center, I started to just look around and observe that not many of these kids actually like learning or enjoying learning at all. They're all doing school, but they're not enjoying school. I would even argue that many of them weren't really even learning. They were just doing what they needed to do to get the grade so that they could reach their future goals, which would then make them happy, right? Happiness now wasn't really a concern. It was like later. It's kind of like, I feel like school is viewed as putting in your dues, doing what you don't want to do so that you can get where you want to go. And, you know, that's a very recent view of education. It's very utilitarian. You know, I'm a believer that an education should teach us how to be humans rather than teach us what to do or teach us how to do things. So, I just started to look around and I'm realizing, wow, these kids are in school for 7.5 hours and then they're coming to my center. And especially these kids who have learning struggles, like where they need to be is outside and doing things that they love rather than doubling down on the things they already hate. And I'm not saying like let them be behind on important things. I'm just saying it just didn't seem right. And so that kind of started it. And then I got my hands on some of the homeschool intellectuals, specifically in the classical space. And my mind was just totally blown. I had no idea there were other pedagogies at that time. I thought educating a child looked like what the public school was doing and the private schools are doing. So, which by the way, they're not much different. Public school and private school education, most private schools are using accredited curriculum too, and all of the teachers are certified by the state. So sometimes there's every once in a while you get a really amazing private school, but most of them they're just public school with lipstick or with a certain bumper sticker, quite frankly. How do I know? We worked with those kids at like over 50 private schools and 40 public schools. So there's really not much difference. So anyway, back to the story. I just started to rethink everything, and then we were fully planning on enrolling our kids in private schooling. And then I started to realize, I don't think so. And so it kind of just all tumbled down from there. And that's kind of what led to my deconstruction. And then it just keeps getting worse and worse. It's downhill from there, ladies. So
Albert says, hello, so happy to catch your lives. Albert, Gina.
My Mac is going to die. I don't think it's actually plugged in, babe.
Okay, well, we're almost done.
Okay, we're almost done. If my
Charlene
computer dies, you know why. I have all these plugs everywhere, but maybe they're not actually plugged into the wall.
Charlene says,
Hi, Charlene.
would love to sign up to your link. Where do I find
Yeah, go to the link in my bio. If you want to try my group, we're doing a $1 tryout right now. You can try it for $1. Go to the link in my bio and you can try it for 6 days. And if you don't like it, you can go. But I look forward to meeting you. Tomorrow we have 3 office hours. If you join, even though you're only joining for $1, please read what the group offers you. We do 7 main deliverables. And the group is, although you're getting in for $1 to try it, the price of the group is designed where if you can only do 2 of the 7 offerings per month, that is your money's worth. So it's not designed for you to do all the things and freak out about, I got to get everything in. This group is not to add stress to your life. It's priced so that 1 or 2 things per month, which generally most people do more, will absolutely be your money's worth. You can try it for $1. The link is in my bio, so go grab it now. I have TikToks up regarding this. Everything's going to be taken down tomorrow. All of those videos that are saying $1 trial, this is really just an experiment because I certainly am a little bit skittish of memberships, and I would appreciate trying it out for next to nothing. So we wanted to extend that to see how you guys feel about it and trying it out. And so anyway, yes.
Kelly just says, thank you so much for all the many ideas you have given me in the last few months.
Oh, Kelly. Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that so much. I love you guys. You guys know what I'm about to do. When I get off my live, what do? Wait, I'm going to pause for them to say. Every time. When I get off my live, you guys know, what do? And my kids know it because they look forward to it. I'm going to see if anybody knows.
Is it A?
Should we do both? Okay. Is
B, drink wine? Or C, read fairy tales?
Yeah.
Talia knew it. Fairy
You
tales.
knew it! Yes. So tonight we did half of Cinderella. And by the way, I read the real ones. I know. I want to do videos on why we need to read fairy tales to our kids, but I feel like no one would want to watch them. But I think fairy tales are so important. They are so important. They teach us right from wrong. They, the dragons are slayed. It's just, Tolkien did an essay on, oh no, I'm getting all intellectual now. Tolkien wrote a really great, Tolkien. He wrote a really amazing essay on fairy story that changed my life. So anyway.
Tyler, Michelle, and Masael all get the stars too, along with Talia.
Yay! You guys all get the stars because I'm reading fairy tales right now. So they're back from Awana. I'm going to hear how it went. The neighbor took them. And, because homeschool kids don't socialize. So, all right. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow on 3 of those Zooms in the membership or not. It's okay. You don't have to join. I always go live at least once or twice a week. I was able to tonight because basketball ended. So I might be able to go live 2 Wednesdays in a row before football starts. So, all right. Because homeschoolers aren't socialized and they're stuck in their homes. All right. Love you guys. Bye.